In the last class, we have discussed about some of the important reactions of phenol, and in that we have explained some of the reactions like Kolbe's reaction, oxidation, and reaction with zinc dust, mainly for the reduction of the reactions, and halogenation also we have seen. And the next important reaction in case of phenols is Reimer-Tiemann reaction. There is a name of scientist which is known as Reimer-Tiemann reaction, right? So in case of this Reimer-Tiemann reaction, whenever the phenols are heated with the chloroform in presence of a sodium hydroxide, right? So that is generally a base at 340 Kelvin, followed by hydrolysis of orthohydroxy benzaldehyde, right? So which is also known as salicylaldehyde, so is formed, right? So here if you see, whenever the phenols are heated, here I have taken a phenol, right? So I have heated this phenol in presence of aqueous NaOH, right? So that is base, and again in presence of CH3Cl, that is alkyl halide, it is converting into one type of intermediate, right? So in this intermediate, what happens? The hydrogen and oxygen bond breaks, right? And this sodium atom, which is in presence of which is in presence of ammonium hydroxide, so that will bond to the oxygen atom and it will convert into ONA, right? So further the alkyl halide group, that is CHCl2, will bond at the ortho position, and this generally will call it as intermediate. Further, again in presence of the same base NaOH, what happens? It will convert into CHO group, right? So CHCl2 will convert into CHO group, and at last in presence of acidic medium, it will convert into salicylaldehyde. It's very simple reaction, right? So that is generally called as Reimer-Tiemann reaction. In case of Reimer-Tiemann reaction, what happens? Whenever the phenols are heated with chloroform in presence of a sodium hydroxide at a specific temperature, that is 340 Kelvin, followed by hydrolysis of orthohydroxy benzaldehyde, it is formed, right? So here we have seen the phenol, that is the last important reaction in case of phenols, right? So whenever the phenols are heated in presence of base like aqueous NaOH, initially it will convert into intermediate. Again on the excess treatment of NaOH, it will generally convert into CH2Cl, right? CHCl2 will convert into CHO. Further, in presence of acidic medium, it will yield salicylaldehyde, or also it is known as orthohydroxy benzaldehyde, because at ortho position there is a aldehyde group, that is CHO group, right? So this is generally called as orthohydroxy benzaldehyde, right? So this is the last important reaction for your syllabus in case of phenols, right? So we have seen so many reactions in case of phenols as well as alcohols, and the next part for this chapter, that is alcohols, phenols, and the third part here is ethers, right? So ethers are the class of compounds in which the oxygen is bonded between the two alkyl groups, or oxygen is bonded between the two aryl groups, or oxygen is bonded between the one alkyl and one aryl group, right? So that is generally in the form of ROR or ROR dash form, right? Or else it may be in the form of R dash OR dash form, right? So therefore here, in case of preparations of ether, the first important reaction in case of preparation of ether is by dehydration of alcohols, right? So understand the word dehydration means again the removal of water molecule, right? So generally we have studied already one reaction, that is dehydration of alcohols, right? So dehydration means generally it is a removal of water molecule from the compound, right? So what happens in case of ethers whenever you remove the water molecules, right? So generally alcohols undergo dehydration, that we have seen, right? So in presence of protic acids, like H2SO4, protic acid means generally consists of protons, right? So that is hydrogen. Here it can be taken as a proton, right? So the molecules like H2SO4, right, or H3PO4. So here if you observe, that is alcohol, we have taken alcohol, that is CH3 CH2OH, the alkyl group which is bonded to the hydroxyl group, we'll call it as alcohol, in presence of a sulfuric acid, right? So here it will convert into CH2 CH2, which means we have seen the acid catalyzed mechanism of conversion of alcohols into alkenes, right? So the hydroxyl group which is present in the alkyl group is generally called as alcohol, which means you can observe the two reaction, right? So there is a specific change in temperature. Here if you observe, it is 443 Kelvin, but in the below reaction it is 413 Kelvin. If you give more temperature, what happens? So along with the hydrogen, the oxygen molecules also taken out from the molecule, and they will convert into alkene, right? So they will convert into alkene. But if you heat at a less temperature when compared to the first reaction, that is 413 Kelvin, it will be converted into ethers, which means ethers can be obtained from heating of alcoholic groups, that is alkyl group which is bonded with the OH group, right? So which means we can convert this alcoholic group into ether group by heating them into the protic acid, right? Like H2SO4 or H3PO4 at a certain temperature, that is 413 Kelvin. Here they have given both the reactions. The main thing here we have to observe is, if you heat more or if you supply more temperature, what happens? Along with hydrogen, the oxygen also goes away from the molecule and it will convert into alkene, that is double bonded carbon atom. But if you carefully heat at a specified temperature, that is 413 Kelvin, then what happens? There is a chance of formation of ether. Here if you observe, it is ROR form, that is ROR form. So therefore this is one of the reaction. By dehydration of alcohol, we can easily prepare the ethers, right? Second one, Williamson's ether synthesis, right? So in case of Williamson's ether synthesis, Williamson is the name of scientist. So in case of Williamson ether synthesis, what happens? Whenever the sodium alkoxide is heated with alkyl halide, right? The sodium alkoxide, whenever you heat that sodium alkoxide, so with the alkyl halide, so in alcoholic medium, the ether can be prepared. If you observe here, that is alkyl group which is bonded with the halogen atom. Generally, we'll call it as alkyl halide in presence of sodium alkoxide. Here, if you observe, alkyl group bonded with oxygen, further bonded with sodium, we can call it as sodium alkoxide. So, in presence of sodium alkoxide, if you heat with the alkyl halide, so there is a chance of formation of ether. Here, if you observe in product, there is ROR dash. ROR dash is the example for ethers. So here if you observe, on treating sodium alkoxide, right? So that is on treating the sodium alkoxide, so with alkyl halide, easily we can convert them into ethers, that is in presence of alcoholic medium, right? So here delta represents the heating, right? So here if you take, this is a general reaction. RX means alkyl halide. When it is reacted with the sodium alkoxide, or if you heat that, it will convert into ROR dash, that is ethers is produced, and along with this a formation of side product, that is a sodium halide, right? So if you take an example, specific example, here I have taken it as a methyl iodide is the best example for alkyl halide, and in presence of sodium methoxide, right? So if you heat, what happens? It will convert into dimethyl ether, right? So here if you observe, there are two methyl groups, in between there is an oxygen, that is CH3O, that is the dimethyl ether is prepared by heating methyl iodide along with the sodium methoxide in presence of alcoholic medium. So the side product is sodium iodide, right? So this is the important reaction. Many times they have asked for 2 marks for the annual examination. Go through the question papers and definitely will see explain Williamson ether synthesis. This is very simple reaction. Whenever the sodium alkoxide is heated with alkyl halide in presence of alcoholic medium, ethers are formed, right? So if you see the general reaction, that is RX, in which alkyl halide is treated with the sodium alkoxide, that is sodium molecule bonded with oxygen, further it is bonded with the alkyl group, sodium alkoxide, right? So if you heat that sodium alkoxide, it will generally convert into ethers along with the formation of sodium, right? So halide, right? So this is sodium halide, right? So if you see the example, that is methyl iodide in presence of sodium methoxide, if you heat, it will convert into ROR dash. Here it is both R and R dash are same, that is symmetrical ethers. In classification we have seen these are symmetrical ethers, or you can call it as simple ethers. So therefore it is dimethyl ether. Two methyl groups are bonded between, so there is an oxygen bond, right? So it is generally called as a dimethyl ether along with the formation of sodium iodide, right? So here you can take a methyl iodide or methyl bromide or methyl chloride, any alkyl halide you can take, right? So these are the two important reactions in case of preparations of ether. One is we can prepare the ethers by dehydration of alcohol. Dehydration means removing the water molecule from the alcohol, right? And the second one is Williamson ether synthesis. In case of Williamson ether synthesis, what happens? The sodium alkoxide is heated with alkyl halide in presence of alcoholic medium. So easily we can prepare the ethers. Okay, after the synthesis or preparations of ethers, next we can go for the different chemical reactions in case of ethers, right? So in that first type of reaction is cleavage of a CO bond in case of ethers, right? So whenever the carbon oxygen bond breaks, what will be the result, and what molecules can be obtained in case of products, that is cleavage of CO bond in case of ethers. So generally ethers are least reactive functional groups because it is bonded with oxygen, which acts as a bridging bond, that is ROR, or it may be ROR dash, right? So therefore the cleavage of that ROR bond is not quite easy when compared to the alcohols or when compared to the phenols. Therefore phenols and alcohols are quite easily reactive with the different compounds, but ethers are a least reactive functional group when compared to alcohols and phenols, right? But whenever the cleavage of CO bond takes place in case of ethers, so that is a very, in case of a drastic condition, right? So they are very rare, right? With the excess of hydrogen halide, right? So that is very important, which means, so in case of this reaction, so you must take the excess of hydrogen halide, which means the strong hydrogen halide is used for the breaking of carbon oxygen bond in case of ethers. Here I have shown the one of the important reaction, that is you have taken ether. So whenever this ether reacted with the hydrogen halide, so it will convert into, right? So alkyl halide, it will convert into alkyl halide along with the formation of alcohol, right? So further, if you again treat with the excess of that is hydrogen halide, so it will convert into again alkyl halide along with the removal of water molecule, right? So it is two steps. Here if you observe, the ethers are whenever reacted with the strong hydrogen halide or excess of hydrogen halide, so it will convert into alkyl halide along with the formation of alcohol. Further, if you treat this alcohol with the hydrogen halide, it will convert into alkyl halide along with the removal of water molecule, which means generally when you compare alcohols, phenols and ethers, ethers are very less reactive because oxygen being more electronegative, it is held in between the two alkyl group, or it may be two aryl group, or one alkyl and one aryl group. Therefore the breaking of bond is not so simple. So therefore the cleavage of CO bond is very complex, and it takes place only under the drastic condition with excess of hydrogen halide, right? And further, even if you see in case of alkyl aryl ethers, which means which are in the form of ROR dash, here you have observed that is ROR, and here you can observe it is in the form of ROR dash, right? So these kind of molecule. So in case of ROR dash, again if you treat that with the hydrogen halide, so the phenols can be obtained, which means in case of alkyl aryl ethers, the main product obtained is phenol. But in case of alkyl ethers, if both are alkyl group, here if you observe, so there is a formation of hydrogen, sorry, there is a formation of alkyl halide along with the formation of alcohol. But in case of alkyl aryl ethers, there is a formation of phenol, because whenever this carbon oxygen bond breaks, right? So what happens? There is a benzene ring which can be further bonded with the hydroxyl group, and it will convert into phenol. That is the main difference between whenever you take symmetrical ethers, that is the alkyl group which are bonded to the oxygen from the both the side, and here if you observe, whenever it reacts with the hydrogen halide, so we can expect the formation of alcohols. But whenever you take alkyl aryl ethers, so whenever the bond breaks between the carbon and oxygen, what happens? There is a chance of formation of phenol. Here if you observe, so there is a formation of alcohol here, right? So as a product, and here you can observe the formation of phenol, right? So if you take symmetrical ethers, if they are made up of alkyl groups, so then we can expect the product of alcohol. If you take alkyl aryl ethers, so whenever the carbon oxygen bond breaks, and we can expect the product formation of phenols, right? So and the order of reactivity, which means whenever you change the hydrogen halides, like we have seen different halogens like chlorine, bromine, iodine, right? So the order of reactivity is for hydrogen iodide, it is a more, and it is less when compared to that of hydrogen bromide, and it is very less in case of hydrogen chloride, right? So that order of reactivity of hydrogen halide we can give in the form of hydrogen iodide has a greater strength when compared to that of hydrogen bromide, and the least one is hydrogen chloride, right? So that is mainly due to the, right, so atomic radius, and the atomic radius between the atoms, whenever there is a bond between the atoms, and we have seen, right, so it goes on changes along with the period, along with the group in case of so different types of elements in the periodic table. That is mainly in case of reactivity of hydrogen halide, the more reactive is hydrogen iodide, and when compared to that hydrogen bromide is quite less reactive, and when compared to that hydrogen chloride is the least reactive, right? So the next second type of reactions are electrophilic substitution reaction. In case of cleavage of carbon oxygen bond, there is only one reaction. Whenever the cleavage of oxygen and a carbon bond takes place, you may expect the product of alcohols. In case of the same kind of alkyl group when they are bonded with the oxygen atom, and in case of unsymmetrical ethers, that is in case of alkyl aryl ethers, there what happens, there is a chance of formation of phenol. There is a chance of formation of phenol, and also we have seen the order of reactivity, that is hydrogen iodide being more reactive when compared to that of hydrogen bromide, and it is less reactive when compared to that of hydrogen iodide. And the second important type of reactions are generally called as electrophilic substitution reaction. The same electrophilic substitution reaction we have also seen in case of phenols, right? So because the OH group which is present on the that is a benzene ring is generally the ortho and para directing group. Here also the same thing happens. So if you take any kind of aryl alkyl ethers, or sorry, alkyl aryl ethers, what happens, the OR group which is present here, so this OR group directs the incoming group or any kind of nucleophile only to the ortho position or to the para position, but not to the meta position. The reason is due to the electrophilic substitution. Here I have written the alkoxy group, that is OR group, which is present in case of benzene ring here, if you observe. So it is ortho and para directing group, and it activates the aromatic ring towards the electrophilic substitution in the same way as compared to that of the phenols, right? So that only I have explained. The same reaction which we have seen in case of electrophilic substitutions of the phenols, that is generally seen in case of even in case of ethers also, right? So and the most important reaction here is halogenation, right? So halogenation, as we already seen, that is halogen group addition. Halogen group addition is generally called as halogenation. So in case of halogenation, what happens? Here I have taken the example of anisole, right? Anisole means the OCH3 group which is bonded to the benzene ring. In presence of halogenation means halogen addition. We have taken the bromine molecule in alcoholic medium, that is ethanoic acid. So this bromine can bond with the benzene ring at para position, and it can bond with the ortho position. The two products are obtained similar to the phenols. So one may be para bromoanisole and second one may be ortho bromoanisole, right? So P bromoanisole and O bromoanisole, and the major product will be always a para product, because so in case of electrophilic substitution, what happens, the alkoxy group which is present on the benzene ring has a capability to direct the incoming group. The majority or the preference is more given at the para position. Due to the more stability of the molecules, the preference is given to the, right? So that is to the para position, and the next preference is given to the ortho position. But here the important thing is there is no chance of a formation of bond at the meta position. That is the speciality of electrophilic substitution reaction. The same reaction even we have seen in case of phenols, right? So the theme of the reaction is same. Whenever there is an alkoxy group which is present on the benzene ring, whenever it reacts with the bromine molecule, that is halogen, and the halogen can be substituted, the first preference will be always the para product and second product will be always the ortho product, but there is no chance of a formation of a bond between the carbon which is present at the meta position. Here if you observe, it is very simple reaction. In case of anisole, what happens, if you react with the chlorine, bromine or any kind of iodine, so there is an addition of halogen. So that is generally called as halogenation, that can be taken place at the position of para. So that is generally called as para-bromoanisole, which acts as a major product. And the second product which is obtained is generally called as ortho-bromoanisole, which is generally known as minor product, right? So this is also one of the important reactions in case of ethers. Okay, the next important reactions in case of ethers is Friedel-Crafts reaction, right? So in previous year also you have learnt Friedel-Crafts reaction, and this year also the same reaction can be seen in case of ethers. So here the Friedel-Crafts reaction is whenever the anisole undergoes, right? So anisole undergoes a Friedel-Crafts reaction, that is the alkyl and aryl groups are introduced at the ortho and para position. The same electrophilic substitution reaction, one more example is Friedel-Crafts reaction. So whenever there is a substituent of alkyl or aryl group, right? So it is mainly introduced at the ortho and para position by the reaction, right? So here you can observe the reaction between the anisole and alkyl halides. So if you take any kind of alkyl halide, so that CH3 here, if you observe CH3, which means the alkyl group, so that alkyl group will be introduced at the ortho position, or it may be introduced at the para position. Here if you observe the anisole, right? So this anisole when reacts with the alkyl halide in presence of anhydrous AlCl3, anhydrous means which is free from water molecule, that is aluminum chloride, which acts as a catalyst here, right? So catalyst means which helps to increase the rate of reaction or which helps to fasten the reaction, but does not take part any kind of part in the reaction. In case of a carbon disulfide, what happens? There is an introduction, right? So introduction means there is an attachment of substituent at the para position and at the ortho position. As we seen in case of electrophilic substitution, this is also one of the example which is almost similar to the halogenation. In halogenation, we were adding the halogen group, but in case of Friedel-Crafts reaction, we are adding the alkyl group, right? The substituent group will be the alkyl group. So therefore, the OCH3 group which is present on the benzene ring directs the incoming group. So that major preference will be given to the para position, and the second preference is given to the ortho position. And here also the same thing, the meta position is not preferred due to the electrophilic substitution. And most important thing is the catalyst which is used is anhydrous aluminum chloride, which is free from water. Generally it is called as anhydrous, right? So if you see the example, that is anisole when react with the methyl chloride, right? So that is a alkyl halide. So in presence of alkyl halide, what happens? There is a substituent of alkyl group. Here we are not talking about the substituent of halogen atom, right? So whenever the substituent of halogen takes place or substitution of halogen takes place, generally we will call it as halogenation, because it is halogen plus addition. We'll call it as halogenation. But here we are talking about addition or substitution of the alkyl group, right? So due to the substitution of alkyl group, there may be chances of formation of two product. One will be the minor product, so that is generally ortho product, and second will be the major product, that is generally the 4-methoxytoluene. Here if you observe in case of IUPAC, this will become the fourth position, that is 4-methoxytoluene, right? So 4-methoxytoluene, if you give the numbering 1, 2, 3, 4, right? So if you see this as a fourth, right, position, we can generally call it as a 4-methoxy. At the fourth position there is a methoxy group, we will call it as 4-methoxytoluene, that is a major product, because always para product will be the major one. And similarly, if you take one more example, there is anisole when react with ethanol chloride. When react with ethanol chloride in presence of anhydrous aluminum chloride, so it will generally convert into 2-methoxyacetophenone. It will generally convert into 2-methoxyacetophenone. Here if you observe, it was initially CH3COCl. So this halogen bond breaks and it will convert into CH3CO plus and Cl minus. That CH3CO plus will bond at the ortho position and it may bond at the para position. Whenever it bond at the ortho position, it is generally called as 2-methoxyacetophenone, and whenever it bonds at the para position, it is generally called as 4-methoxyacetophenone. Here also, so this is the major product, because always the para is the major product, and this ortho group substituent, that is the always the minor product. And the last important reaction in case of electrophilic substitution of ethers is nitration. The same reaction when compared to that of halogenation, and similar reaction one in case of Friedel-Crafts reaction, and the last reaction in case of ethers is nitration. Nitration means nitro group addition. If you divide this word, you you can clearly observe nitration, that is nitro group addition. In case of anisols, that is ethers, whenever they react with the mixture of a concentrated sulfuric acid and nitric acid, right? Concentrated sulfuric acid and nitric acid, there is an introduction of NO2 group. Here if you observe, there is an introduction of NO2 group, again same at the ortho position or it may be at the para position, and para is most preferred due to the stability. Due to stability, the para is more preferred and the next chance is given to the ortho. But it is very rare or cannot be seen in case of meta position, right? So again, if you see the nitration, in nitration what happens? There is an addition of nitro group. So if you take any kind of ethers like anisole, whenever it reacts with the mixture of sulfuric acid, that is H2SO4, and nitric acid, that is HNO3. So this NO2 group is substituted at the ortho position or it may be substituted at the para position. Here if you take anisole, so you will get a 2 nitroanisole. At the second position there is a nitro group, we will call it as 2 nitroanisole, and the second product is 4 nitroanisole, that is the major product, right? So therefore here if you observe, again 2 products are obtained, minor and major product, right? So these are the important reactions in case of ethers, right? So once we will see what we have studied in this class. So first we have studied the last reaction in case of phenols, that is a Reimer-Tiemann reaction, which is important reaction. So definitely they will ask for 2 marks or they may ask for 3 marks in your annual examinations. That is Reimer-Tiemann reaction. That is whenever the phenols are heated in presence of a chloroform, in presence of sodium hydroxide, generally the base, so it will convert into intermediate. Further, in the presence of excess of sodium hydroxide, so they can be generally converted into, right? So salicylic dehyde. And further we have seen some of the reactions in case of ethers. So in that first concept is preparation of ether by dehydration of alcohol. Dehydration means removal of water molecules from alcohol. So due to the removal of water molecules, and here one thing we have to observe, if you change the temperature, right, so there may be variation in the product. If you heat more, you will get the alkenes, right? So if you heat at a specified or very less temperature when compared to that of the first reaction, you can easily obtain the ethers. And one more important reaction is Williamson ether synthesis. In most of the question paper it is repeated. Whenever the sodium alkoxide is heated with the alkyl halide, there is a formation of ether. Here if you observe, so there is one reaction. Along with that, I have given one example for that reaction. The next concept we have learnt is chemical reactions in case of ethers. In that first reaction is cleavage of CO bond, and it is very rare in case of ethers because it is bonded between oxygen, the 2 alkyl group, 2 aryl group, or 1 alkyl and aryl group which are bonded with the oxygen as a bridging bond. So therefore the breaking of CO bond is quite complex when compared to that of the alcohols and phenols. However, we can break that one in case of drastic conditions, which means the more specified conditions like excess of hydrogen halide, right? So here if you see, that is ethers, whenever they are reacted with hydrogen halide, so generally we will obtain the alcohols. But if we change that ethers in the form of alkyl aryl ethers, we can expect the products like phenols, right? And the next important type of reaction is electrophilic substitution. Similar to the phenols, the electrophilic substitution reaction takes place even in case of ethers, and we can obtain the same products like para and ortho products. In case of halogenation, generally we'll call it as a halogen group addition. Halogen group addition, you may take chlorine, bromine or iodine. So here, whenever you take bromine, I have given the example of bromination. You can also write in case of chlorination. If you take Cl2, the one Cl group will be bonded at the para position and one Cl group will be bonded at the ortho position. Then we can say that para chloroanisole, or you can say that ortho chloroanisole. Always remember, the most important thing here is the major product will be always para and the minor product will be always at the ortho position. And the next important reaction is Friedel-Crafts reaction. And this is also most important reaction in case of ethers. So this might be again asked for 3 marks in case of annual examination, right? Explain Friedel-Crafts reaction in case of ethers. So therefore Friedel-Crafts reaction means whenever the anisole undergoes Friedel-Crafts reaction, that is in presence of anhydrous aluminum chloride. That I have said, anhydrous means which is free from water. Again there is a formation of the ortho product as well as para product, but the meta product cannot be seen in case of electrophilic substitution of phenols as well as electrophilic substitution of ethers, right? So here there is an introduction of alkyl group. The main theme of Friedel-Crafts reaction is introduction of methyl, that is alkyl group. Due to the introduction of alkyl group, we'll call it as Friedel-Crafts reaction. If there is an introduction of the halogen, we'll call it as halogenation or halogen addition reaction. I have given two examples here. So in first reaction, we have prepared 2-methoxytoluene. In the second reaction, we have prepared 2-methoxyacetophenone, right? So you can write any one example, right? So explain this and write the example, any one example. And the last reaction is nitration. Nitration means the nitro group addition, the substitution of nitro group, right? So whenever the anisole reacts with a mixture of concentrated H2SO4 as well as the nitric acid, so it will yield two products. Again, it is the ortho product as well as para product, right? So that we have seen, whenever the anisole react with sulfuric acid and nitric acid, it will give 2 nitroanisole and 4 nitroanisole, right? So these are the important reactions in case of alcohols, phenols and ethers, right? So here this completes your chapter, and in the next class we'll go with a new concept, or we'll go with a different chapter in case of organic chemistry, or we'll see according to your syllabus we may go with inorganic chemistry, because we have completed 3 to 4 chapters, 4 chapters in case of physical and 2 chapters in case of organic, and further in the next class we'll go for the new concept, that is in case of inorganic chemistry, right? So write down all these reactions, as well as I will give notes through your WhatsApp. Thank you.